Because we have Marshall Zelinger joining us on the phone now, and we saw him just a few minutes ago standing next to Boulder Creek and how quickly that water was moving. And Marshall, we understand you now have been evacuated?
Yeah, well, we've only moved about a few hundred yards right now, so we could do this phone call, and we're actually going to try to reestablish a signal because we're on higher ground. But the police came by. We were trying to set up a shot where you could see the creek overflowing farther to the west, probably just about 200, maybe 100 yards where it was creeping out. There's a playground here that I'm going to show you once we get reestablished. It's behind this family housing complex. It is a lake almost. I mean, you can see the playground equipment, but it's a lake with all the water that's covering what I'm assuming should be a sandbox. But the police came by. They said, you don't have to, you should leave. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if I didn't have to be here, I wouldn't. And then about 30 seconds later, that same officer came back to me and said, the water's about to take the bridge. All this water you're seeing is coming from the creek, which is overflowing farther up. I would get out of here. So we've moved far enough away where we're higher than where the water is overflowing. And Brian Ferguson, who's been braving the elements all night, been out in the rain probably for 8 hours, he's trying to reestablish our signal so that we can show you the video of what we're dealing with. But the police being proactive, coming here, lights and sirens, making an announcement to get people out of here. And most of the people that were hanging around that you could see in our previous live reports have moved to where we are or are driving away right now. So we're going to try to reestablish so we can show you some pictures.
And Marshall, since I have you on the phone still, we were just looking at video of a bridge. Is that the bridge that you're talking about where Boulder sheriffs were saying that was the possibility of being flooded out?
It was the same bridge where I was standing, where I was reporting from. That's where he came and said that
right by family
the water is
housing.
about to take that bridge.
Yeah, and give us a better sense of location.
20th and Arapahoe is where the family housing complex is, where you can enter off of Arapahoe and you turn left onto 20th Street. If you kept going up Arapahoe, you'd hit Boulder High School. And as soon as we're done here, but again, we're going to try to reestablish, but as soon as we're done, we're going to go up closer to Boulder High School, where we're here near Canyon and Broadway, which is a very popular part of the Boulder Creek Path and Boulder Creek itself. We're hearing there may be issues there, and that is over by the city council, by the district attorney's office. I know the library is nearby, so that's a very popular part of the trail because it's in the populated area there.
And Marshall, do you get the sense that people are evacuating? Are they heeding the warnings?
Where I am, it's tough to tell because I got here after I think the families were evacuated from the closest units to the creek. But as I look around, it's tough to see. I mean, the parking lot is practically empty, so I'm assuming at this time of night during a school week that the parking lot would be full. So it does appear that, based on that assumption, that the people have evacuated from here.
All right, well, we will let you get back to work.
Is it still a lot of thunder and lightning? Is it let up at all?
You know, Mike, since the last time we were on the air live, that was the last time I saw lightning and heard thunder. And the rain itself, it's still steady, but it's not as pounding as it was as we saw in those previous reports.
I do have an update now. The National Weather Service has reissued the flash flood warning for Waldo Canyon. We're now getting heavier rain falling there, especially on the southern and eastern end of that burn scar. And they report rainfall rates of 1/2 inch an hour falling there. They've had so much rain, obviously, that it doesn't take much at all to cause problems. So the warning includes the Springs area, Air Force Academy, Cascade, Chipeta Park, Cristola, Green Mountain Falls, and Manitou Springs. So that warning is in effect now until 3:30 in the morning, and our warnings up in this area still continue until, for most part, till about 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning.